નમસ્કાર મિત્રો, ફરી એક વખત આપણે મળીએ છીએ એસપીએસએસના સેશન પછી. આજે આપણે વાત કરશું કરિયર ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી ઇન સ્ટેટિસ્ટિક્સ. Myself Dharmesh Rai Kundalia. I am an assistant professor in PG Department of Statistics, Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar. Career opportunity in statistics. Lot many opportunities are available in the society if you had the degree in the field of statistics. We will see by this short presentation, we will see that what are the opportunity in the different field of the statistics, what are the different field where the statistics students can make their career. We will see it. Wow, it's a nice picture of the boy. Oh, similar picture of the boy is generated through the computer scientist and the statistical. You can see that the same kind of the picture it is generated in a slide. It is the one of the branch of the statistics. It's called the shape analysis. Statistical bioinformatics, where the computer science, mathematical scientists as well as the statistical scientists come together and trying to see that the same kind of the face how to be generated. So there are the lot of opportunities available in this area, because as the nowadays we feel that this is the time of the era of bioinformatics. Statistics in the natural disasters activity. You can see it is the picture of like a flood, where government has always the issue that how to identify whether the flood is going to come or not, whether there is a problem of the earthquake or not. So based on the key parameters, like have you heard that before few years ago there was a tsunami, and the meteorological department is trying to predict about that what should be the pressure of the what should be the sea pressure, what should be the temperature at that, and based on that what are the chances of the tsunami. Well, we cannot stop this all the natural disaster activities, but we can have the precaution, as we know that the precaution is the better than the cure. So if we can predict in the proper manner that what should be intensity of the tsunami, we can identify and we can save the people of the save the life of the people. So in that way the statistics is also the one of the signs of the decision making, to identify and to predict what will be the happen in the future based on the current scenario, which based on the data. If you see that this is the picture of the brain of the human. If you wish to know the brain size, how will you do? As a medical scientist, how to identify what should be the brain size? Because brain size has the matters. If the brain size is big, there are the we can say it's a medical terminology, there are disease associated with the patient. If the brain size is small, again it is an issue. Now doctor is interested to know that what should be the brain size. How they would identify? Whether they just inject the patient in their brain and then cut their head and come out with the brain and make the measurement? No, it is not possible, because you are dealing with the lively animals or lively persons. So statistics has one of the things you have studied in the regression theory. You can have an indirect measurement. So based on this the skull length, based on the other parameters, you can identify that what should be the brain length. So based on the statistical technology, based on the models which are available in the literature of the statistics, you can indirectly measure the particular size of the brain. And this is the one of the marvelous research in the medical sciences, and the people are using, and the person having the knowledge of the statistics and working in the field of medical is known as a medical statistician. And lot many opportunities, lot many jobs are waiting, because nowadays day by day lot many health issues are there. How to prevent the issue, how to predict it, what should be the different measurement that you can identify that okay, this disease is associated because of this reason. So many parameters are generated that to deal with that, the statistics is the one of the important criteria or one of the important subject for the society. One of the advantages of being a statistician is being involved in leading edge science. Adrian Roberts, Biomathematics and Statistics, Scotland. So if you wish, if you are having a degree in the statistics and if you are a good statistician, you are the one of the leading scientists in the world, because statistics, as you know, that it is work on the database, and whenever the database is generated, you require some special functions which is really, you know, give the idea how to understand this particular the chunk of the data. For example, a few years back, one of the person came to me. They have collected the data of the Sal hospital as well as the heart care hospital. You know that, my dear friend, if there is a heart attack, then people has to go for the bypass surgery, and there are different kind of the medical stent. We in common language we say that spring lagadwama ave. So there are two type of the springs or the two type of the stent. In English it is said to be a stent in the medical terminology. So there are two types of the stent is there. One is the bare metal stent, another is a drug eluting. Bare metal એટલે સાદું એક metal નું stent હોય, અને drug eluting કે જેની સાથે drug ને પણ compose કરવામાં આવે. Both the stent has a different price. Bare metal stent may be of price of 40,000 rupees, and drug eluting, let us say that it is price of 1.5 lakh. And now if you treat the normal patient, a person who is coming from the poor family, and if you treat them, how will you do? Are you going to apply the bare metal stent or the drug eluting? Of course, if the person is coming from the poor family, we will suggest that you go for the bare metal. Now we wish to study what is the difference between that bare metal and drug eluting. Is there any problem associated with the patient if we have fixed the bare metal stent, and if we have fixed the drug eluting stent? The comparison come into the picture. So that person has collected the more than 350 patient data and came to we, and we analyzed and we have suggested the survival rate in the both the stent is the same with respect to the particularly patient. So it is advisable that you can go for the bare metal stent. So who has suggested? You are the statistician. A doctor has collected this information, lot many observation done on the patient, operated the particular patient and stenting that particular stents, and whatever the data is collected, based on that data you had suggested your opinion, you have given your experience, and you have decided that okay, this stent is the good and this stent is fine. So कहने का मतलब है, my basic concept is that you are look like a satellite where the lot of informations are available, and like satellite you have to go up and pick the particular right information and suggest them. So statisticians are the key role for the decision making, and therefore the statistics is said to be a science of decision making. Why science of decision making? This is the one of the reason. Another reason I would like to quote here, that in a particularly, if you talk about the market, one of the company has the problem, or that company is from the basically Veravel, and it was associated with the fisheries industry. Their production was stopped suddenly. Not production, but their sales was stopped suddenly, and they are now trying to identify why it is so, because they have a continuous production is going on, and if the sales is not in the market, if your item is not going to sell in the market, what happen? You are continuously producing it, and it will be lying there and somewhere, and it will create a lot of inventory. And my dear friend, we know that inventory is nothing but working capital. If there is a lot of inventory associated with the industry is always in the problem, because industry is always doing the business with the help of the bank, collected the money from the bank and paying the interest based on that working capital. So it is not possible if you go for it. What will you do? You have to identify the particularly solution, why it is so, why the sales is not. So how will you identify? One of the market research technology of the statistics, based on that you can easily identify what are the issues associated with that. We'll come into that when we come into the statistics in the business. Statistics in industry, government, business, research, education, finance, health and natural world. You can see that this is the some of the areas I have shown you, that what are the opportunity of the statistics in the particular field. Industry, government, business, research, education, finance, health, natural world. Everywhere the statistics is there, because everywhere you are collecting the database, and wherever the data is generated, there is a need of defining some functions so that you can have a concrete value, and based on that you can have a decision. What industrialists said about the statistics? The combination of engineering science and statistical science is necessary to achieve what is demanded from us by our customer, a consistent level of superlative performance. And this is nothing but a group vice president product development and qualities Ford Motors company saying. We had the example of Nano. We can have, you can see that there are lot many cars are available in the market. रतन टाटा को सपना आया एक दिन और बोले कि मुझे लटकट क्या देना है. मैंने 3 लोगों को एक स्कूटर में जाते हुए देखा और मुझे लगा कि आई शुड गिव समथिंग कि बेस्ड ऑन दैट कॉमन पीपल कैन अफोर्ड इट. रतन टाटा को सपना है और वो ट्रू हो गया? नहीं. लॉट मेनी रिसर्च रिक्वायर्ड बिहाइंड इट. लॉट मेनी थिंग्स इज एसोसिएटेड विद दैट. सेम initially we have, you can see that the Maruti car is associated with that Maruti 800. It is the cheaper price. Now with the same facility, Tata Motor has trying to set the such design. Based on that, they had given that okay, the important thing is that the car should be, when you go for the buying any car, you have some criteria. First, you say that the cost of the price is low, of course. Second, you wish that it has the high mileage facility. Then you see that it should be comfort. Fourth, you see that it has required the some amount of the CC, that means pickup. When you give the accelerator, it should move fast. So you have to identify that are we in that position to design such a car with the cheaper price? Yes. One of the technique of the statistics is said to be a design of experiment, which is able to identify that what should be the level of the parameters you set so that you can have a superlative performance. And that is what the vice president of the Ford Motor is saying. Engineering science and statistical science are combined together and coming out with the innovation. Statistics in industry. Industrial processes are complex and expensive. Decision on how these processes are set up and operated affect the quality of the product and can have a huge financial consequences. You know that you have studied the one paper of the statistical quality control. In statistical quality control, what happened? You have a industry has a one process, input as well as the output. Input and output, there are so many parameters. When you are making any product, it passes through so many particularly assembly, so many particular line of the machines. Now what level you have to set the machine so that whatever the desired product you wish, you will get it. How will you do it? Based on that, your process capability. If you make your process capability too sharpen, whatever the products you are creating, it is of course the up to the standard. Now whether the process is out of control or not, if it is under control or not, how will you identify? So you have studied the so many techniques of the statistical quality control, that is X bar chart, R chart, process capability analysis, gauge R&R, repeatability, reproducibility, whether the process is out of control, it is due to the particularly due to the operator or not, whether it is due to the machine or not. How will you identify? Everywhere you are generating the records. In industry, the people are saying it's the records. If you analyze it and if you can suggest it, the company has the idea that why the production is low. What is the issue with respect to the particular production? So you can give the concrete picture. And who is doing it? A particularly person who is associated with the quality. We say it's a quality assurance cells, quality control cell, and where they are recruiting the statistician in that particular. So you can have also job opportunity in the field of the quality. You can be a quality manager. My one of the friend is working as a quality manager in the Gujarat Glass and Private Limited. So you can have, if you have a degree in the field of the statistics, you can have. Statistics has therefore become a fundamental parts of the quality management and industrial design. Important use of the statistics includes the efficient control of production process. That means production process को कैसे efficiently control किया जाए so that आपने जो desired product बनानी चाहिए वही आपको मिले. It has the superlative performance. Minimizing the industrial pollution, because right now the issue is that pollution control board, if you have seen that before the few days ago, our central pollution ministry has banned some of the industry because of that creating the lot of pollution, exhausting. So how will you control it? Because whether it is up to mark or not, whether it is excess or not, if it is excess, how will you handle it? So you can have also the opportunity in the pollution control board as a statistician. Modeling traffic flow. Suppose you are designing the so many products. A company, suppose Parle biscuit lenge, the Parle biscuit is also producing the Parle glucose, and you can say that Monaco, Craig Check, likewise. So there are so many products it has. Now how to balance the particularly production in a such a way that you meet the customer's demand. Is there any need of the extra plant is required? Sometimes what happen, there is a heavy demand in the market, but you are not in that position to catch the demand. What will you do? You have to increase the production capacity by increasing the number of machines, by increasing the number of mans, likewise, or do we need any other plant to be located in the different place or not? So that kind of the decision also statistician can give the idea based on the data generated in that organization. Risk assessment in nuclear reactors, बीच में ऐसा आया था nuclear reactor फट गया, तो whether what is the risk associated with the nuclear reactor, you can identify. Optimization of the process, you can have a machines. Sometimes what happen, I would like to give one example of the production mix. A company is producing a particular product, main product, and simultaneously they have also the byproduct. So their input is fixed. Now your basic goal is that you wish to increase the output, because productivity is nothing but ratio of output to input. Now how will you do it? That byproduct you consider as a waste. If you identify that if there is a market for the byproduct, you can also sell it, your productivity is increasing. So how will you identify, is there any some kind of the modification is required in a byproduct? If you can, is there a need of the some extra assembly is required, extra machine is required to make your byproduct as a one of the sustainable product for the market? If yes, you can do it. So who will help you? A statistician who is working in the industry. You can also work as a production manager. It is not like that the person having a B in the production and they are getting it. We are running one of the courses, Master in Quality and Productivity Management in our department, where we are giving the admission to any graduate, where we are teaching a lot of statistics and the quality and productivity management. One of the students is right now working as a particular manager in the production department. So if you are in the field of statistics, you are the luckiest person in the world. This is what we feel. What a corporator to say, I use advanced statistical techniques. So I use advanced statistical techniques on a database of around 10 million of customers and their purchases to explore and analyze the trends in a buyer behavior. For example, in seeing which products tends to be bought together in the same visit to a stores. This is the statement given by one of the data analysis who is working in a particular superstore, David Collins, Mark and Spencer. If you visit the particular shopping mall, if you go to the D-Mart, if you go for the Big Bazaar, if you go to the particularly Reliance shopping mall, have you seen it? If you buy the Maggi, there is nearby the Maggi, there is arrangement of the Maggi ketchup. Why it is so? So based on that customer data, whatever, suppose you went to the store, you had purchased the 10 items, somebody else went to the store, somebody has purchased the different 10 items. Now they have identified based on that which item to be purchased by customers, which pair of items should be purchased by the customer, so that we can have a maximum sale. So now the shopping malls owners their issue is that what to be set with what, means કઈ વસ્તુને કોની બાજુમાં રાખીએ જેથી કસ્ટમરને તરત દેખાય અને વધારે ને વધારે સેલ મળે. તો દેટ ઇઝ ધ કન્સેપ્ટ ઓફ ધી ડેટા માઇનિંગ. તો એટલા માટે તમે જોશો મેગીનું જ્યારે લેશો એની બાજુમાં તમને શું મળશે? મેગીનું સૂપ. કારણ કે ખબર છે કે મેગી જોઈશે એટલે એની બાજુમાં એને સૂપ હશે તો સૂપ તરત એ ઉપાડશે. તો કહેવાનો મતલબ શું છે કે ધીસ ઇઝ ધી કન્સેપ્ટ ઓફ ધ ડેટા માઇનિંગ, સ્ટેટિસ્ટિક્સ ઇન ડેટા માઇનિંગ, વેર યુ આર ડિગિંગ. We have a mine of the data. A lot of data is generated. We have to dig it and we have to identify the right solution. So this is said to be a arrangement of item with what to what, so that we can have a maximum sell, and this is the concept of the placement cell. For example, in a foreign, that kind of the study is shown that cells of the beer and cells of the diaper. You can imagine and you can understand it if you can think about it. Statistics in business. Design of experiments for the new product, that is what I had given the example of the Tata Nano with the cheaper price, with the latest design, how to set it. Suppose another example I would like to quote that PSPO की एडवर्टाइजमेंट आ रही है, धोनी आता है, कोने कोने तक हवा पहुंचाए. अगर आपने पहले जमाने के फैन देखे तो it was a very heavy. It was very heavy and the consumption of the electricity was high. And now the customers have started buying the such particularly fans which has the less electricity consumption, as well as the you can say that the maximum wind flow it has. So what kind of the age of, or what kind of the angle you set about the your blade of the fan? તમે પંખો જોયો હશે અને 3 પાંખો હશે, તો એના પંખાની બ્લેડને કયા એંગલ ઉપર સેટ કરીએ કે જેથી આપણને મેક્સિમમ રોટેશન પર મિનિટમાં મળે અને જેની હિસાબે તમને ખૂણા ખૂણામાં હવા મળે. So that is what the one of the planning of the design of experiment. How to set the design of the fan so that you can have a superlative performance in terms of the maximum air or the wind in your home. Conduct focus groups and the sample survey. Ki, for example, you wish to particularly design a product in a such a way for a particular focus group. For example, you can say that you get a different plan of a nutrition food like Milo, you can have a Bonvita. તમે જોયું હશે કે એ લોકો એડવર્ટાઇઝમેન્ટ આપે છે અને શું કરે છે, 11 महीने तक 2 बच्चों के ऊपर या 2 ग्रुप के ऊपर स्टडी किया गया और फाइनली आइडेंटिफाई किया कि पर्सन हैविंग ए कॉम्प्लाइन हैज ए इंक्रीज द हाइट दुगना. व्हाट दे आर डूइंग इन द फोकस ग्रुप. आपने दोनों ग्रुप को देखा होगा तो एक में बच्चे ऐसे डल दिखाए, दूसरे में very lighting बच्चे. Means if you give this particular product to the middle class and if you give to the higher class, which has the growth higher? Of course higher class, because they are already getting a lot of nutrition foods. So focus group is important. किसके लिए क्या बनाया जाए? कैंसर के पेशेंट के लिए ड्रग बनानी है तो किस हिसाब से बनाया जाए? डॉक्टर्स आपको ड्रग प्रिस्क्राइब करता है तो इनिशियली आपको, बिकॉज नाउ द होली इज कमिंग एंड इफ यू गो टू द ईच एंड एवरी होम द पीपल आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम द कफ एंड kind of the cold and some body pain, something like that. Doctor is prescribing the drugs saying that okay, you take it 3 times, 50 mg 50 mg 50 mg, સવારે એક લેજો, બપોર લેજો અને સાંજે લેજો. Now ફરી એક વીક પછી જાશો સાહેબ ડૉક્ટરને એમ કહેશો સાહેબ એટલે કાંઈ ફરક નથી પડતો, શું કરે? તો ડૉક્ટર શું કરશે? દે વિલ પ્રિસ્ક્રાઇબ ઇન એ 2 doses instead of 50 mg. they said that okay, morning it is 100 mg and evening at 100 mg. તો પેલા 50 mg નો ડોઝ આપતા એની બદલે શું કર્યો? 100 ની બદલે 200 mg ડ્રગ્સ તમારામાં ઇન્જેક્ટ થાય છે and you will get the result. So this is the concept of the design of experiment. What kind of the dose you should give to the patient so that patient is cured immediately, because nobody has a patient. કોઈ ડોક્ટર આયુર્વેદિકમાં આપણે એટલા માટે નહીં જતા, શું કામે? કારણ કે ભાઈ બહુ વાર લાગે છે. આપણે એલોપેથીમાં તરત જઈએ છીએ, કેમ? જલ્દી ક્યોર થાય છે. તો everyone is want the items or the services in an excellent way, immediate way, કે within the no period of time you can get whatever you wish. So that is what the concept of the design of experiment in a business. Perform field experiment in the test markets to determine the product viability. પીઝા વાળાએ એક સર્વે કરવો છે કે ટેસ્ટ, આજે 3 अलग अलग રેસીપી તમારે બનાવી છે. Now which one is the best? So there is again the concept of the design of experiment. You are collecting the information from each recipe and you are comparing that what is the attitude of the person, what is the test score is given by the customer to that particular item. Another thing is that I would like to give one of the good example in a market research. One of the beverage company has produced the excellent soft drink, but the issue is that when they launched that particular product into the market, there was a drastic reduction or there was no sales. The customer is not preferring it. Now quality is good, price is cheaper, branded company is launching this particular soft drink, still there is a no sales. Company is now in confusion. Why it is so? Why there is a no sales when actually we are giving everything is best but the cheaper price? They have identified, then people from the statistics, people from the market research came together and they have gone for the one survey and they have identified and then given the solution, and solution, after suggesting that solution, they found that there was a successful increase in the sales. Can you believe what should be the solution? Imagine. The solution is that the issue is not with the soft drink. The issue is with the packaging style. The color of the soft drink was red and they had packaged in a transparent Whatever the soft drink they are giving in a transparent pack. And therefore, whenever the customer is buying this particularly soft drink, they feel that, oh, red color. They have a first impression in their mind, it is the color of blood. And therefore, people has not shown their interest to buying it. What market research and the statistician has given the suggestion? You don't want to change your cold drinks. You change the packaging style. They come out with the from bottle pack to the tetra pack. Sales is high because you have to also understand the psychology of the customers. So who can understand? A statistician. You have to collect the information from the market, you analyze it, and based on your analysis, you are given the some suggestion where the decision maker is going to take the decision. So how the statistics is, so a lot of market opportunities are in the field of statistics. One of the few days back, I have a chat with one of the CEO of the business solution company. They said that 2000 was the time of the information and technology. Billions of the rupees people have invested in the terms of the information and technology. Now 2015, or you can say the next 5 years, is for the statistics. So you can imagine that what kind of the jobs opportunities are going to be open in nearby future. This is the true. What a media person says, practical statistical skills will always be needed by any good or ambitious organization. Flexibility coupled with an eye for numbers can offer a hugely interesting and rewarding life. This is nothing but Simon Brissois, statistical editor of Financial Times. It's the Financial Times statistical editor is saying, okay, media person is also required the statistics. You see that day by day you have a comparison. Budget आया, एक पाई चार्ट बनाया, उसमें दिखाया कि इतने पैसे इधर गए, इतने पैसे इधर गए, इतने पैसे इधर गए. बेस्ड ऑन द कंपैरिजन, बार चार्ट के बेस पे कंपैरिजन बताएंगे क्या हो रहा है. बराबर. लास्ट ईयर बजट में दे हैड गिवन दिस काइंड ऑफ द बेनिफिट्स टू द विमेंस. दिस टाइम दिस मच ऑफ द बेनिफिट इज गिवन टू दिस. Likewise, so whenever there is a need of the comparison, media people is also required this all the graphical type. If you see that stock market, they are showing Economic Times mein, you have a line graph is given where you show that in the price of this particular share is increasing from this to this, and there is a sudden down. So you can again idea that in what period of time the price is share is increasing and when it is going to be decrease. As a statistician, you get responsibility early and every day is different. My dear friend Peter Green, a professor of statistics, saying that as a statistician, you get responsibilities early because you are dealing with the people's experience. But it is always different. You are not doing monotone work. Every day you have a different problems come into with you, and every day you have to deal in a different way. So statistician's job is not so easy. It is highly and dynamic and decision maker's job, because everywhere you require to take the decision. Statistics in education. The ability to interpret information in numerical and graphical form is vital skill for the young people to learn. You have a given, because a layman cannot understand the figures, numbers. You have to represent in a such a way that they can easily understand. Okay, इसमें ज़्यादा है, इसमें कम है. So education is the one of the area where you require a lot of skills for the interpretation. Lot of jobs are opening, because if you see that there are posts of the lecturer in arts, commerce and science. Everywhere the statistics come into picture. Everywhere is required. Now the issue is that people are less in the society who is having the degree of statistics, and therefore a lot of jobs vacancy are there. People have no idea what is the importance of statistics. By this lecture I would like to convey this message कि statistics is the one of the subject, if you go in you will get job before completion of your study. In my department we had a placement activity, and more than 95% students are getting the placement, because there is a heavy demand of the statistician in the market, but the input is less. Despite of this, there are still relatively few teachers trained in statistics, so there are extensive and influential opportunities for the statistics in teaching. Quality of education can be enhanced through statistical methods, through assessments of the teaching learning process. Statistics in government. Key decisions on the various aspects of the government work are based on information and advice provided in the statistics. Unemployment rate. Unemployment rate अगर ज़्यादा दिखाया तो government in the trouble. The central government has issued the concept of Narega. Unemployment rate reduce करो. So who has suggested? Statistician has suggested at least you have to come out with such kind of the decision which can be reduce your unemployment rate. If unemployment rate is high, what happened? Crime rate is high. So unemployment and crime are highly correlated with each other. So who is interested? A social scientist is interested in that. And the government has to come out with that much of the facility to control this crime rate. The economy. Every day we are collecting the data. You can say that import and export policy. How much quantity of the grains to be exported from India to other countries? How much quantity of the grain to be imported from other country to India? How will you identify? A statistician is giving the suggestion. So one of the branch of the statistics is said to be econometrics. It is dealing with the economical data and suggests the modeling. Based on the modeling, it will predict that this much of the production we have in the next year, and therefore we require, because of the consumption of this grain, this much we require to export it or import it. Suppose your prediction is wrong. If you are not ethical, if you are not proper statistician, because statistician, if you are a statistician, you should be ethical. It's not a simple job. It's a highly important job, or you can say that it is highly sensitive job. Suppose you are given the wrong decision, okay, this much of the production you have in the near future, what will happen? You decided, okay, because of the result suggests that we have a more production in the next year, therefore we should export this particular grain to the different country. And now if there was no production, what happened? We had, because all the memorandum understanding with the different countries, will export it. Now we have to export the particular grains to that country, and we have a no grain, and therefore there is inflation. The price of the grain is high, and therefore government पण जै सके. So statistician is a one of the key person in the government who is making the proper decision, because these ministers have no idea. Who is suggesting? A statistician is giving the one report, and based on that minister will take this particular decision. Inflation, hospital waiting lists आप 108 है. हम कई बार बीच में SMS आ रहे थे. SMS मेरे पे एक ऐसा आया SMS कि अरे यार यमराज पूछ रहा है कि भाई, किसी ने पूछा यमराज कि भाई आपका आजकल कोई इतना काम नहीं दिख रहा है, फ्री बैठे हुए, क्या करूँ? ये के आजकल जो मोदी ने 108 लॉन्च कर दी है कि मेरे पहुंचने से पहले तो 108 पहुंच जाती है. तो you can see that this scheme is highly appreciable by the people in the Gujarat, and now because of that Chief Minister Narendra Modi has launched this particular scheme, and now it is represented by the other state. They are also looking that one of the student is working in the 108 as a quality analysis. How many vans you required? How many hospitals do you have in nearby? If there is accident so happen, if there is some emergency is required, are we in that position to provide the facility to that patient so that they can be cured by the particular nearby hospital? So where to set one? What are the particular budget associated with that? What are the different region you have where the number of accidents are more? So if you have try for it, if you give a call to the 108, within the few minutes that 108 is your place. So how to identify what should be the location of that one? What kind of the primary things you require in a one? A statistician has suggested based on this. This is the concept of the network analysis, is the one of the branch of the statistics. What government's advisor says, my main role is to help people inside and outside government to make the effective use of the data in decision making. Statistician का role क्या है? Means a people who is working in the government, and outside means the people who is enjoying the facility given by the inside man of the government. For example, we are the outside people and the machinery who is working in the government, they are the inside people. So what outside people is having the feeling, that you have to convey to the inside people in a such a way so that they can come out with the scheme. Right now the government has launched so many schemes based on the study. What is going to be happen? If you wish to develop the index, human develop index, what kind of the key criteria is required? So they had hired the statistician for that. And you, my dear friend, we had one of the Ministry of Statistics and Planning Commission at the central level, and we had at the Gandhinagar that there is a statistical director office of the statistical over here. So lot many statisticians are working there, lot many jobs is in the government. It is rewarding to see the difference it makes. If you give the right decision, if you represent the government in a proper way, not government, people to the government represent in a proper way, what happen? Government can realize, okay, this is the really stuff is required the people, and come out with it kind of the stuff. So it makes the difference of the life of the people. What the people want, if you represent in a proper way to the government, government has the different policy to meet this demand. So this is nothing but Richard Aldrich is nothing but Statistical Directorate at National Assembly of Wales speaking. Lecturer in epidemiology of medical statistics say, my work in medical statistics has always involved collaborating with experts in medicine, and it is important to be able to communicate effectively. Statisticians are used to clarify research issues and quantify their effects. The result can influence local, national and international policy. This is the one of the lecturer who is working in the medical statistics is saying. So their main role is that they belong to the statistics and the people belong to the medical science. They have to understand the issues and come out with the some kind of the suggestion which will be really helpful for the medical decision. That is what I had given the excellent example of size of the brain, how to predict the size of the brain length. Lecturer, sorry, this is the something slide is overlapped I think over here, but this is the slide of the statistics in the medicine. Before any drugs is invented, you can see that there are lot many things is associated with that. Drug discovery, चिकनगुनिया आया तो सीधी सी ड्रग्स आपको मिल जाएगी नहीं. Swine flu आया, are the direct drugs is available? No, there are lot many time is required to discover the drug, and there are, you can say that to get the particular drugs in your hand almost require the 15 years. So starting from the animal trials to the drug which is experiment is done on the human body, this whole the process is generating the data, and everywhere there is a need of the statistician to analyze. My dear friend, lot many opportunities are available in the field of the pharmacy or in the field of the pharmaceutical industry as a biostatistician. My so many colleagues and my so many friends and my students are working as a biostatistician with the highest package, and almost you can say the on average package is the 3 to 4 lakh per annum. It is the initial salary of the 1 and 2 years. After having the experience of the 2 years in the field of the statistics in the pharmaceutical industry, you can have lot many opportunity. You can get on, you can say 7 lakh, 8 lakh, 10 lakh based on your skill and other important idea of the decision making in the field of it. Statistics in the finance, you can see that lot many pounds and dollars and something you are seeing that. Statistics in the investment companies, statistics in insurance companies, statistics in the consulting activity, statistics in the bank. Insurance company, there are lot many opportunities are the field of the insurance. There is a whole body is working, that is the, you can say the Actuarial Society of the London is working on the insurance sector. कोई भी policy market में नहीं आती है, who will finally approve the policy as statistician. So if you are the actuary, you can have the jobs of the 10 lakh, 12 lakh per annum. There are very few actuaries available in India. Still, we are deciding the life of the, we are deciding the premium of the particularly any policy based on the expected life of the UK. क्योंकि Actuarial Society of London काम कर रहा है. We have to do something so that we should have the expected life of the our person. We should decide what kind of the premium we have to take so that insurance company is also benefited and the customer is also benefited. You can say that in statistics in a bank, suppose customer came into the bank manager that I wish a loan. Now whether on what ground a bank manager is decided I should give the loan to you or not. So they have some records. If you have a 3 years of the income tax return, if you have filed 3 years of the income tax return, if your income is this, if your expenditure is this, if your saving is this, likewise, then we can give this much of the quantity of loan. So bank manager wants to know whether this person is going to be default or not. तो हाउ विल यू आइडेंटिफाई, बिकॉज आपने पैसे दिए, अभी आपको वापस तो मिलने चाहिए ना, मिलेंगे या नहीं मिलेंगे उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है, हाउ विल यू आइडेंटिफाई. तो देयर इज वन ऑफ द मेथड ऑफ द डिस्क्रिमिनेशन एनालिसिस. Discriminant analysis is one of the statistical modeling which can be helpful to identify whether this person is going to repayment the loan or not. So statistics in the banks, RBI has more than 100 statistician is working to deal with these are the issues. If you can say that there is opportunity in the banking sector. My one of the student is working in the federal bank as a statistician, having the salary of 4 lakh at the starting salary. So these are, I am not just throwing the air in the throwing the particular words in air. This is the true. If you need it, you can contact me. I'll give all the details to you. So this is the fact that market has lot of potential. There are a lot of need of the statistician because everywhere is data is generated and nobody is interested to take data decision without the some base concrete result. Everyone is needed decision based on some concrete information, and who will provide? A statistician. Yeah. Oh wow! It's some player is playing the cricket. Yesterday there was a match of, not yesterday but previous yesterday, there was a match of the India and Pakistan and New Zealand, and Kamran Akmal has left so many catches and therefore the Pakistan has lose the game. This is what something like that. But suppose, my dear friends, sometimes we had a bad condition of the weather, and at that time the cricket ICC is using the Duckworth-Lewis rule. What is this? Based on that, the Duckworth-Lewis rule, they will give that person or that team has won the match or not. Who has suggested? This rule is suggested by the statistician. How they have suggested? They had collected information of the past all the matches, and suppose that weather condition is bad, what we do, how it will work. Based on all the data analysis modeling concept, they have suggested that this person or this particular team should be declared as a winning the match based on the Duckworth-Lewis rule. If you see that particularly different graphs, प्लेयर एक टीम का हो गया है, लाइन चार्ट बताया होगा, इसकी एवरेज ये है, बार चार्ट दिया होगा, या सचिन तेंदुलकर है, उसकी बैटिंग रेट एवरेज कितना है, बराबर, और इतनी मैचेस खेले, इतने रन बनाए, व्हाट शुड बी द एवरेज, विच वन इज द कंसिस्टेंट प्लेयर. टीम सिलेक्शन करना है आपको, तो भाई उसमें 5 बैट्समैन चाहिए, 3 बॉलर चाहिए और बाकी के ऑलराउंडर चाहिए. हाउ ऑन व्हाट वे यू कैन सिलेक्ट द टीम so that you can have a more chance of the winning the match. How will you identify? This is all lot many decision is required, and there is a whole probability theory is associated with it. So lot of statisticians have the jobs in the field of this. Wagon wheel, it's nothing but again the concept of the statistician, who as statistician has suggested given this particular concept. So statistics in the cricket. These are the would I would like to show you the some salaries. It is a survey of the 2006 of the Bureau of the Labor Statistics in the US. Employment estimate and the mean wages estimated for the statistician is the monthly wages is the $33.21, and if you talk about the annually, on average they are paying statistician as $70,000 per annum. You can think about it. Okay, what is the opportunity of the statistics? One of the surveys showed that in the US, among the top 5, third positions of the best ranking service is this statistician services. These are the some kind of the industry which has the different salary. If you are working in the federal executive branch, you have the salary of $85,000 per annum. If you are working in the scientific research and development services, almost $80,000 per annum salary. If you are working in the colleges as a teacher or university level as a assistant professor, you can get the on average salaries of $55,000. Likewise, these are the in the state government, they are paying the $47,610 per annum. Insurance sector, if you have the salary, is the $61,400 per annum. So these are the some salaries is shown to you. And if you are working in a IT base, $95,000 per annum. Federal executive, it has $85,000. Semiconductor and other some industries, if you are working, they have the annual salary is the $85,000. If you are working in a pharmaceutical industry as a biostatistician, the almost salary is $85,000. And if you are working in the particularly electromedical and control instrument manufacturing for making the instrument for the electronic way base, then their salary is $83,300 per annum. This whatever the salaries I have suggested, it is not from my pocket. You can verify it, because it is the online lectures which I am giving, and whatever I have given the information, it is 100% true. You can verify, go Google. The best thing is that it is the 2006 survey, and now probably in a 2010 the situation may be the different. Maybe the salary is high, because I don't believe that you will pay the less salary, because everywhere the data is generated and everywhere the decision maker is want to take the decision based on that past, because statistics is always dealing on the past. Based on the past experience, you are presenting the future. A final word in this particular session, I would like to convey that we encourage a young people like you who wants to have an interesting work. We encourage young people who is really interested in to do the work for the society, because if you are an ethical statistician, you will never approve the wrong drug in the market. If you are ethical statistician in the government, you really represent the government in a true spirit, or you really represent the people have a problem in a true spirit to the government, so that government can idea for the policy making decision. If you are the true person, if you are a true ethical statistician, you can change the life of the people. You can save the people of the life before these all the disaster activities like tsunami and earthquake. So we encourage young people who want to have interesting work which can make the positive difference, because we are in the globalization, and in a globalization we want the India should be superpower as much as early possible, and therefore our decision should be strong and valid. How can you make the positive difference? By giving the particularly proper decision, so which can make a positive difference to the quality of our lives, to consider statistics as a career. So if you have this all the desires, then you think the statistics as the career. No doubt we are in this position. Why we are going for the study? Ultimately our aim is that we need services. We need to earn the money. You can earn a lot of money, but simultaneously, directly or indirectly, you are helping the society in a true spirit if you are a statistician. For this presentation, I had used the two popular presentation, American Statistical Association, which is the one of the leading statistical society in the America, and the Royal Statistical Society, London. They had prepared this two presentation, and I had included some of my stuff based on these two presentation. I had prepared it. You can just go Google, give it. You can have all the presentation in front of you in your desk. I'm really thankful for your kind patience, and if you have any questions, so you can ask the questions. Probably the number is associated with you, and you can give me a call if you have any query, because when I was in the SY B.sc, I had also the same confusion. Why should I join statistics? I wish to be a mathematician. Why should I join? Then I have again a lot of discussion with my teachers, and they had encouraged me to join the statistics as their career. And as right now I am in front of you, and a very young age I am giving the lectures on the field of the statistics. Probably it requires the lot of years of experience, because I am working as a placement in charge in my department, and I know that what are the opportunities in the field of the statistics. So if you have any questions, probably if you are no any call from this your side, you probably write to me. This is my email address, dp_raikundalia RAYKUNDLIYA @spuvvn.edu. I am ready. I am really happy to help you to give the idea what are the opportunities in the field of statistics. So if you have any questions, if you have not, so I will stop my presentation over here. Thank you very much.